In the heart of West Africa, Burkina Faso stands battered by extremist violence and political paralysis. Once a land of proud traditions, it's now a landscape of fear and uncertainty. Villages are emptied, millions displaced, and the government in Ouagadougou seems powerless. The army is demoralized, outgunned, and abandoned by its own leaders. The democratic process, once a beacon of hope, now feels hollow. Security is a broken promise. People are desperate for action, not speeches. Corruption and disconnect among the elite have created a dangerous power vacuum. The regular army fights and dies in the north and east, while the capital clings to a false sense of normalcy. This growing divide between the front lines and the corridors of power threatens to fracture the nation. In this climate of crisis, the military steps in, seeing themselves as rescuers, not usurpers. The 2022 coup brings Lieutenant Colonel Damiba to power, but his promises quickly fade. Violence intensifies, hope evaporates, and the country loses even more ground to militants. The people's hunger for a savior grows. The stage is set for another, more radical intervention. A younger, determined captain is about to step into the storm. Burkina Faso stands on the edge, waiting for a leader who can deliver real change. On September 30, 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, just 34, appears on national TV. He's overthrown Damiba in a swift coup, promising to reclaim the nation from chaos. Traoré speaks as a soldier, not a politician, vowing to fight terrorism and restore dignity. He distances Burkina Faso from France, expelling their troops and rejecting Western influence. His anti-imperialist message electrifies a population desperate for sovereignty. Traoré's bold moves unsettle the military hierarchy, regional powers, and business elites. From day one, he faces not just extremists, but a web of hidden power struggles. His rise is both a reset and a risk. He's a hero to some, a threat to others. The fight for Burkina Faso's future is now a battle on multiple fronts. Traoré's leadership is a gamble, one that will test the nation's resolve. The promise of change is real, but so are the dangers gathering in the shadows. The country braces for what comes next. Traoré's early popularity masks deep fractures within the military. In early 2023, a coup plot emerges, not from terrorists, but from disgruntled officers. These men, loyal to the old guard, see Traoré's anti-French stance as reckless. Their plan seize key sites in Ouagadougou and force Traoré out. But Traoré's intelligence network intercepts their communications. Security forces act swiftly, arresting the conspirators before a shot is fired. The government's response is clear. Betrayal will be met with ruthless efficiency. Traoré uses the failed plot to purge rivals and tighten his grip on power. The incident exposes the deep divisions within the army. The captain's throne is anything but secure. The real threat may come from those closest to him. The struggle for control is just beginning. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso's crisis deepens. Militant attacks reach record highs, state control shrinks, millions are displaced, schools and clinics close, and epidemics spread in crowded camps. The economy collapses, gold mines shut, cotton production plummets, corruption worsens. Government propaganda celebrates sovereignty, but rural communities feel abandoned. The disconnect between the capital and countryside grows. Critics point to rising deaths and economic ruin as proof of Traoré's failure. The humanitarian disaster fuels new conspiracies. Discontent festers, providing cover for more sophisticated plots. The nation is fractured, hope is fading. The seeds of the next crisis are already sown. By late 2024, threats against Traoré become international. The government claims to foil a plot orchestrated from Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. Exiled Damiba and two former officers are named as masterminds. The plan coordinate with insiders and influential leaders to spark a broad revolt. Burkina Faso's government frames this as an attack on sovereignty, blaming foreign and Western interests. Extradition requests are ignored, deepening the diplomatic rift. The plot aims to fracture the nation along social and religious lines. The struggle is now a regional proxy war. Burkina Faso becomes a battleground for influence in the Sahel. The stakes have never been higher. Traoré turns to Russia, reshaping Burkina Faso's alliances. Russian advisors arrive, offering military support without Western conditions. A sophisticated propaganda campaign boosts Traoré's image and silences dissent. Journalists and activists are detained or sent to the front lines. Burkina Faso joins Mali and Niger in the alliance of Sahel states, breaking with the Coups. A new bloc forms, aligned with Russia and opposed to Western influence. The country becomes a frontline in a new Cold War. Russian backing deters coups but makes Traoré a target for his enemies. Internal stability is now hostage to global power games. The partnership brings security and new dangers. April 2025 brings the boldest coup attempt yet. Plotters plan a direct assault on the presidential palace, aiming to kill or capture Traoré. Their goal: create chaos, invite foreign intervention, and dismantle Traoré's regime. The government exposes the plot, rallying tens of thousands in support. State propaganda frames Traoré as a people's hero under siege. Security forces arrest high-ranking officers, revealing deep infiltration. The conspiracy nearly succeeds, shaking the regime to its core. The crackdown is swift and ruthless. The failed coup only hardens Traoré's resolve. The threat is far from over. The palace remains under siege, if only in spirit. The government reveals its most shocking claim. Plotters have allied with terrorist groups. A military officer is accused of sharing army positions with extremists. The aim: orchestrate deadly attacks, demoralize troops, and spark mutiny. The strategy is to collapse the army from within, paving the way for a coup. Whether true or propaganda, the accusation is devastating. Conspirators are painted as traitors willing to sacrifice their own for power. Recent militant attacks are reframed as sabotage, not government failure. The narrative galvanizes public support for Traoré. The war for Burkina Faso is now fought on every front: military, political, and psychological. The nation's enemies are everywhere, and trust is in short supply. November 2025. Traoré still holds power, shielded by Russia and propaganda, but his enemies are waiting for another chance. Instability persists. Violence, humanitarian crisis, and economic collapse deepen. The next coup is a question of when, not if. Burkina Faso is now a chessboard for global powers. The alliance of Sahel states stands against a Western-aligned ECOWAS. Disinformation and foreign influence polarize society, blocking real dialogue. The fate of millions hangs in the balance. Will Traoré's regime survive, or will another plot succeed? The storm is far from over. For the people, the anxious wait continues.